I hope you've enjoyed the course so far. There have been a few techniques which are sometimes difficult to grasp. So if you need more help, just send me an email. What we're going to do over the next few lectures is to build what I would consider to be a very good example of how you can use these techniques in a reasonably sophisticated way. Certainly by the end of the course, you'll have far more practical and useful knowledge than the vast majority of Microsoft Excel users. Most adults have had the experience of booking airline flights, and increasingly, the cheap airfare market have taken over our travelling experiences in one way or another. Well, I want to introduce you to HelpLess Airlines, my imaginary airline who need a customer management system in place to manage their flight seat information and allow customers to calculate what the final price of the journey is going to be. HelpLess are great, but their business rules can at times get quite complicated for customers. When you try to book a flight with HelpLess, they will give you one price for the ticket, but by the end of the booking process, depending on your individual circumstances, you may be paying considerably more or considerably less for your seat than the passenger seated next to you. The initial basic price of the flight is the same for every passenger, so there is only one price shown for any individual flight. Then the following 5 rules are applied, which will determine the final price of the ticket for any single passenger. Rule 1. Age. Depending on your age, you may be entitled to a discount. One of the key selling points that HelpLess has is that they provide special baby seats. And although the seats are extremely expensive, they still give a small discount if the baby is less than 1. If you're less than 12, you get a 50% discount, and so on. Rule 2. The amount of luggage you intend to take with you can have an impact on your additional charges, so you have to be careful with the weight of the luggage. This rule is complicated and requires quite a lot of thought to get it right. Rule number 3. Whether you select particular seat type will generally invoke a higher charge. For example, choosing an exit seat will cost extra, and so on. Rule number 4. If you choose priority booking to allow you to get in the aircraft in front of the other passengers, then of course there's also an additional charge involved. And finally, rule number 5, value-added tax. This is the tax added to the final calculated ticket price. In other words, the initial basic ticket price less the discount plus all of the other charges. When you take all of these rules into consideration, the final price of a ticket will be different for virtually every passenger on the aircraft. It's fine if you understand the basis for the charges and discounts, but the staff at HelpLess have been calculating the ticket prices for customers and have been getting it wrong quite a lot of the time. They need your help. Your assignment, should you wish to accept it, is to build a system which will automatically allow HelpLess Airlines reservation staff to easily and accurately calculate a ticket price for a customer based on the information they provide. We're going to approach this task in a learn by doing manner. What I will do in each of the next 3 lectures is to introduce each of the rules separately. You should then try to set up a system for each rule in turn, using the techniques we have covered so far in the course, and design your rules-based approach to calculate the impact of the rule on the price. I provided a video lecture explaining my approach to the solution. So when you feel that you've tried as best you can, please review the solution. Then, with that knowledge in place, and when you understand and are confident that you know the approach, move on to the next rule. Give it a good attempt before you review my solution. This is a great way to learn how to use Microsoft Excel effectively. It is challenging, but in my experience, people learn far more when they adopt a learn by doing approach to new material. So without further delay, let's move on to rule number 1, age discounts.